Do you remember when Visa cards first came out? You were used to paying with cash or with a check, and then a Visa came out. It was this weird payment system that you didn't understand. And she said, yeah, I remember that. Well, Bitcoin is just the next evolution of another payment system.
Brace yourself, Nakamoto was the foundation. What up guys, it's your boy Nakamoto Crypto here, and today we have got an important video. As you can see, the market is red, everything is down, but there is hope. Check this out. This might be the most important article I am gonna read to you so far. Do you guys think that holding Bitcoin can get boring sometimes, especially at times like this when the market just dips like it just did? Well, this is a Bitcoin OG speaking to you, and listen to what he has to say. His name, Sylvain Sorel. He said, recently I shared a strategy that I have adopted with Bitcoin for several years now. As I explained, my strategy is nothing exceptional since it is followed by a majority of Bitcoiners. Nevertheless, it has the merit of allowing us to take full advantage of Bitcoin at all levels. The strategy that I follow is ultra simplistic and, better yet, within the reach of all who have the total belief in the Bitcoin revolution. This is his 4 steps. Number 1, buy Bitcoin automatically with dollar cost averaging. That is a DCA approach. Many applications exist for this, and yeah, I completely agree with him with this point. DCA is the best way to go, especially if Bitcoin right now is sitting at $11,300. A lot of us cannot afford it, but the beauty of it is that you can buy satoshis. You can buy chunks of it bit by bit every single week. Look for a special time where the Bitcoin price dips once or twice in the week. Bitcoin gives you one of those nice little dips where you can buy in, put in your little $50, $100. This is not a financial advice, all opinions, but your throwaway money, $50 to $100, and then see where the market takes you. Sure enough, within about a year or two, you might get to a position where you be sitting at 0.1 BTC or 0.05. If you get to 0.1 BTC, you're lucky. That's 10 million satoshis right there. 0.2, 20 million satoshis. 0.3, etc. That's how you dollar cost average. That's how you build up your BTC portfolio. His second point is program the automatic sending of these Bitcoins to your hardware wallet using one of the applications that you will buy. Pretty much tying into the first one, find the best hardware wallet that you can find out there. Point number 3, HODL. HODL Bitcoin no matter what. And this is really important. He even put emphasis on the no matter what, hold Bitcoin. Why? Because newbies like you and me always make these mistakes where we find out about Bitcoin, we get into it, we buy some coins, we see a little dip, we get scared, we sell. Nobody ever hear from us again. Unfortunately, a lot of the mainstream adopters follow this route, and by doing that, they will get scared. And who's a better example to this than Mr. David Portnoy, who put in $1 million, Bitcoin went up, went back down heavily, he got scared and sold off, and now he's out of the market. Without doing any tangible research, he got scared. Had he started by doing DCA, it would have been much easier for him. Point number 4, reiterate pretty much from step 1. So point number 4 is just telling you to follow those 3 steps. So basically it's just 3 steps, which is amazing. This simple strategy will allow you to become a Bitcoin hodler. You will have an essential advantage over Bitcoin traders. You will be able to lead a more zen life. And more importantly, you will be able to focus on the essentials. What I mean here is that you will have time to learn more about Bitcoin, money, and the economy, which is what we have been saying for a very long time now. Do your own research, do your own due diligence. It's always good to read articles, educate yourself about cryptocurrency and where you're putting your money. So it is by educating yourself that you can take care of your future when it comes to money. The economic crisis of 2020 has brought this essential reality to the forefront. Yes, this has been a wake-up call for all of us. This year in particular, nobody has ever seen something like this. Yes, we had the financial crisis of 2008, but for the last 10 years, 2020 has been the hardest year that has ever hit humanity ever, pretty much. It was crazy. If this doesn't spark a wake-up call to you that everything can go poof just like that, within a click of a finger, a small tiny little virus has turned the world upside down. So that should tell you right there that none of us is invincible. With our great technology and our cryptocurrencies and our Bitcoin, this is a reminder that yes, we are still human beings. So Bitcoin and crypto should serve as an exit plan for you. I'm talking 5 to 10 years from now. Some people think that holding Bitcoin is boring. Following the discovery of this strategy, which I consider to be the best one with Bitcoin, I have had feedback from some who are adopting a similar position to what I read in June and July of this year, when the Bitcoin price was stuck in a range between $9,000 and $10,000. This was just last month pretty much. From June to July, Bitcoin was just correlating between 9,100 to 10K, testing the 10K level, struggling back. That was a great time for Bitcoin newbies to dollar cost average. Listening to these people, holding Bitcoin would be something boring. Many come to the Bitcoin world only attracted by the prospect of large financial profits. This is not unusual when you consider that Bitcoin has posted a 9 million % return over the past decade. This is what attracts everybody pretty much into crypto. Me, you, everybody. When we see the return it has given, that pulls you in straight away into crypto. Where some people make a monumental mistake is just after they have made their first purchase of Bitcoin. So we see the returns, that is returns that nobody has ever seen before in any market. So instead of continuing to learn more and more about Bitcoin and money, they leave Bitcoin aside. They think that Bitcoin is just another asset in their portfolio. A lot of people also make this mistake, thinking that Bitcoin is just like the stock market. It's just another asset. You buy it, you leave it there, and then you forget about it for a while without studying or doing any research, tangible research on it. If you did that, you would be missing out on the Bitcoin revolution. If you step outside the framework that the education system has always locked you in when it comes to money from a young age, you will be able to discover the ugly truth. Only then you will understand that Bitcoin is a monetary revolution that will change the world of the future. Bitcoin is not a technology like any other that can be replaced. It is first and foremost money. Bitcoin is money of the people, supported by the people. And this is where Robert Kiyosaki's quote comes from pretty much, that gold and other precious metals are God's money, which is truth, because you have to literally dig deep into the natural earth to find them. That's how precious they are. Diamonds, gold, and silver, or all of these other precious metals. You literally have to go and find them. They are scarce, which means God has put them on earth, so that is God's money. Any money that was backed by gold is God's money. And then you have fiat, that was created by the banking system to counter attack gold and get rid of it, which they have successfully did. And right after God, what is the opposition of God? Is the devil. So Kiyosaki brilliantly said that fiat money, cash, is the devil's money. And then you have Bitcoin, which was invented in 2009 by somebody named Satoshi Nakamoto, who pretty much made it to fight fiat pretty much. And he created it for the people, by the people. So gold is God's money, fiat money and cash is the devil's money, and then you got Bitcoin, which is the people's money. Bitcoin's price volatility is not meant to be entertaining. This volatility can become your greatest ally or your worst enemy. It is up to you to decide. For the volatility of Bitcoin to be your ally, you must not consider it a fun thing. It happens in relatively short periods in reality, while the rest of the time the Bitcoin price may seem boring. So that boredom you feel when the Bitcoin price seems to be stagnating for a long periods of time at times, during this time you will be able to learn more about Bitcoin if you choose to adopt my Bitcoin strategy. Bear in mind, this is what this guy has been doing for the last 7 years. That's how he survived every single bull and bear market. So the secret behind this strategy is in fact in all winning investments. In the world of traditional finance, billionaire George Soros summed it up perfectly when he said the following. I quote, "If investing is entertaining, if you're having fun, you're probably not making any money. Good investing is boring." That's George Soros, end quote. So which is absolutely true. You have to be super patient. Some of the richest guys in the world, Warren Buffett for instance, invest in the stock markets. You see all of these day traders jumping up and down, reading fractals, telling you, follow me and I'll teach you about this chart and you're gonna be rich. They have nothing. They have been doing that for so many years. If that was the way to get rich, by studying some screen and looking at charts and fractals, then everybody would have been a millionaire. All people have to do is just follow these day traders, but they all lead you into wreck city. These billionaires like Warren Buffett, if you study his life story and how he got rich in the stock market, he makes one move every single year. Go and watch the Warren Buffett interview. He lets you know that he only makes one trade per year, which means he studies the market for a very long time, and his buys are very well calculated. He targets one single asset, makes a ton load of research about it, gets his company to jump on it. As soon as they invest in it, sure enough, they will make their profit and be out on their way. One trade. He doesn't trade every single day, but he does buy stocks once a year. A good investment is usually boring. This is because a winning investment is primarily a two-step process. Number one, choice of investment. It can be exciting, but it doesn't last more than 1% of the time. Be patient and sign up for the long term, which is what we have just covered. Number two, the investment becomes successful during the second phase, which will last 99% of the time. When we talk about a winning investment, it's a minimum of 10 years on the stock market. The guys who bought Bitcoin back in 2011, putting just $1,000 to buy like 10,000 Bitcoins in that. Those guys who held on for 7 years until 2017 when Bitcoin was sitting at 19,500. These guys bought Bitcoin at $1. Those are the millionaires of today. They did not worry about Bitcoin going up from $1 to $30 and then crashing back down to $3. They did not care. They still held on strong. And then from $30 it went up to like $200. From there it went up to $1,000, then $10,000 in 2017. Those were the winners. If you told those guys that in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, look at all of those boring years. If you had told them to sell and they listened to you, they wouldn't have made a single penny. But they held on strong because they understood the technology and the values and the fundamental and the scarcity of BTC. So lesson number 2, always be boring, be as boring as you can be. The real exciting part is buying Bitcoin no matter what happens every single month in DCA mode. Go on about your daily life, keep buying Bitcoin and saving. Stack, sats and chill. You hear that term a lot in the crypto space. Stack, sats and chill. By choosing to buy Bitcoin, you will have already made the right choice. The next part will be testing your patience to see if you will be able to beat the boredom and hodl Bitcoin no matter what. That is the key phrase. Hold on to your sats no matter what. Bitcoin helps you develop the patience you need to make a winning investment. The day you understand this, you will never again consider Bitcoin boring when its price is stagnating pretty much. So you won't even care if Bitcoin goes up or down because you know the end goal. On the contrary, you will learn to see the signal rather than get distracted by ambient noise. So I fell for this. You sometimes fall for this too. We FOMO in, guys, and that is human. There is nothing wrong with that, but there's everything wrong with that pretty much. In a sense, FOMOing in is human because you see a coin going up and up and up, you're like, yo, I'm missing out. I gotta get in. And then as soon as you get in, whoop, that was the top. It dips. You lose. You get scared and then you sell. With BTC and dollar cost averaging, you don't have to worry about any of that. Up or down, you buy because you know the end game of BTC. If you're getting in right now, you shouldn't have to worry about the next Bitcoin rally, as it might only take BTC to $100,000 and then dips back down to the $30,000 mark, and then begins another 3 to 4 year bear market cycle. If you were to get into Bitcoin right now, the best advice would be to dollar cost average. Do not even sell unless you want to take some profit, but then keep on buying until the halving of 2024. After that one, sky is the limit. So this is exactly, he said, what I was explaining to you at the beginning of July 2020 when Bitcoin price was in an increasingly narrow range between $9,000 to $9,400. At the time, the real signal was to be found in the fundamentals of Bitcoin, which have been strengthening for several weeks. I was right, because between July 26th and July the 28th of 2020, 2 days, 48 hours, Bitcoin's volatility hit again, increasing its price by a whopping 20% in only 48 hours. Since then, we have been witnessing a logical period of stagnation between 11.5 to 12,000 before what could be the real start of the Bitcoin bull run that everyone is waiting for. So yeah, I remember that. You remember that. 2 months ago, people were saying, yo, Bitcoin is boring. It's just sitting at $9,000. It's not going up. And then towards the end of the month, within two days, it moved from $9,000 to almost $12,000. That is the power of crypto. In conclusion, next time you get the feeling that holding Bitcoin is a boring strategy, then I invite you to remember this, that this is why it works so well. This strategy allows you to take full advantage of your greatest natural advantages when investing. It's not me saying it. It's the famous Nick Murray himself. He says, quote unquote, timing the market is a fool's game, whereas time in the market is the greatest natural advantage. Let me run that by you again. Timing the market is a fool's game, but time in the market is your greatest natural advantage. What a quote. Buying Bitcoin and then playing with it on a long-term basis is therefore the way to enjoy your greatest natural advantage. The more time you spend on the Bitcoin market, the more you will be able to see your reward grow. So it's up to you to listen to those who falsely consider Bitcoin to be boring and to adopt the strategy that will allow you to enjoy its revolution. That was the article. Incredible article. This guy survived every single Bitcoin cycle for the last 7 years. That's how he became a millionaire, through patience, being well calculated. He bought at $30, he bought at $200, he bought at $1,000. This guy bought Bitcoin at $2,000. Imagine yourself right now buying at $11,000, then $15,000, then $35,000, then come back down to $21,000, and then Bitcoin goes up to $30,000. You're still buying dollar cost average until the year 2024. By then, we've already hit new all-time highs. And then by the year 2026, who knows where the price of BTC is going to be. This guy had no idea that Bitcoin would go to $20,000 in 2017, but he bought and he believed in the fundamentals. What got him through that is what we had just described. So what is gonna get you through? HODL Bitcoin, stack, sats, and chill. And no matter how boring this gets, the end result will change your life forever. And on that click, if you like the content, please don't forget to leave a like, share, subscribe for some daily crypto updates. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.
Bitcoin under $8,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $5,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin over $10,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $20,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $8,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $5,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $10,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $20,000.
Buy it.
Best performing asset in the last 10 years. True. Look into crypto, we need volunteers. No need to tiptoe, it won't disappear. Do your research, history made it clear.